We're all still trying to adjust to this new life at home, the key word being adjust.
Very true. Licensed marriage and family therapist Lisa Lichtenstein joining us once again now, helping us every week with some great advice about coping in this very challenging time. Thank you so much for joining us again.
My pleasure.
Good to see you. I have a question about, you've been seeing patients during this crisis. What is something that's surprising to you or something that you can pinpoint that you haven't seen before so much?
Right. Well, so I'm hearing a lot, with patients as well as with family, friends, where they're feeling like part of themselves is missing, almost like a loss of sense of self. So one thing that's very constructive to do is just kind of go inside and remember the parts of yourself. We're not defined by what we do, but it's more about our qualities inside and to remember that they exist regardless of the outside circumstances.
Oh, I love that aspect. That just made me feel 10 times better at this very moment. Thank you.
Good.
I have to also ask you, because we're in week 5 now, and obviously this is going to go on for several more weeks. We've been told by our governor.
That's right.
The feeling of losing control, I think, for a lot of people at this point is taking over. How do we get through that? Can we ever get that type of control even back at this point?
So it's a great point. The idea of being in control is human nature. We all feel better being in control. But the truth is, as we know, is we really can only control a certain amount in our lives. So one wonderful tool is that whatever emotions or thoughts a person is feeling, like I'm feeling really anxious as an emotion, and then I'm feeling that I'm going to be in my home forever. You can't necessarily control these emotions or thoughts that flow in your mind, but what you can control is your response. And that's where it's very powerful to respond to these emotions, even out loud or silently, because when you respond, that is what's going to be dominating in your mind. So for example, with the anxiety, yeah, I'm feeling anxious and this is temporary, and I'll take it one moment at a time. And if I'm too anxious, I'll focus on something else. With the thought as well, you get to respond by saying, it's not true. I will get out of my house and this is just temporary. So don't buy into everything that you think. Instead, respond to what the truth is. And it's usually way more positive than our minds tell us.
So you need to do self-talk, a lot of self-talk maybe to get yourself through all of this. Okay.
Absolutely.
Lisa Lichtenstein, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
We appreciate the information.